Hello grade 7, it's Monday afternoon and I'm recording the very last video for this school year. Hopefully the very last video ever. Hopefully in August we'll see each other again in person and you'll be in grade 8 by then. So last video for today. First of all, attached to this post you find the key to the pronoun exercise. Lösungszettel zu der Pronomenübung ist angehängt. So please compare your answers with the correct answers in the key. Hopefully you have everything right. Then I have 2 more exercises for this year. One is about common spelling mistakes. Sachen, die immer gerne falsch geschrieben werden, because there are 2 or 3 words pronounced exactly the same way, but written differently. And I would like you to go through the exercise and see how much you can get right. So I'm going to read this exercise with you quickly. So the first little paragraph in this exercise, which is called Spelling Mistake 7, is to, zwei, to auch mit Doppel-O, and to nach. The next one is know, nein, and to know, wissen, wisst ihr. Then where, wo, and where, war. Then mit A, als, I'm smaller than all of you. Then im Sinne von dann und them, I gave them a key, ihnen. Then there, dort, there, ihre und they are, there. Sie sind. Then it's, seine. Oder it's im Sinne von it is. And then one, number 1, and one, past simple von to win. Then whole, the whole cake, or a hole, my sweater, no, it doesn't have a hole, ein Loch. Through, hindurch. Through, past simple von to throw. And true, the opposite of false. Then new, the opposite of old, and new, the past simple von to know. Then to right, and right, opposite of left. Then our classroom, unser Klassenzimmer, and 1 hour, 60 minutes are 1 hour. Then to look, and luck, Glück. To read and past simple read. I read a book yesterday and read the color red. And great, which is wonderful. And to grate, reiben, to grate some cheese for a pizza. Then off, to turn the light off, aus. And this is the car of Miss Roy, Mrs. Roy's car. Then life and to live. The one before last one is to hear, hear and not there. Heard, past simple from to hear, and heard, a herd of sheep. And then see, I see a tree looking out of my window and see the ocean. So try to see how many you can get right. You don't need to understand every single word in every sentence to get this exercise right, but I think you can get a good amount of those spelling mistakes correctly. So this is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, with the other group where I had more time, they did a presentation about USA states. You remember at the beginning of our reader, of our book, about Frank in New York, we had a map of the United States, and we checked where are all the big sites, what are the big cities in the US, where are they, where does the reader, the book, take place, in Kansas, in Oklahoma, in New York City. And as a last exercise of this year, I want you to memorize all 50 US states, Bundesstaaten. So there are 50, 50, and sometimes people say there are 52 because they also count the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., the capital of the US, and they also count Puerto Rico. But it's really 50 states. And to today's post, I attached a map of the US with all its states, and I'm going to read them to you quickly from east to west, and then I want you to memorize them. And I attach a link to an online quiz, and your last exercise of this year is to get 80% right. So do this quiz until the last school day, until you have 80% correctly. I'm sure it's quite easy for you. So I'm going to read the states quickly. So in the Northeast, we start with Maine, then New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. West of New Jersey is Pennsylvania. Further south is Virginia and West Virginia. Then the Carolinas, North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia and Florida. Then going up north again comes Alabama. Further north, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. Then come the 4 states around the big lakes: Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. In the south, I already read Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, but there's also Mississippi and Louisiana. Then in the Midwest, we have Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Nebraska, Iowa. North of Iowa is Minnesota. West of Minnesota are the Dakotas, North Dakota and South Dakota. Then further to the south, we have the biggest state, Texas. Then we have the 4 states, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. North of Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. West of Montana, Idaho. And then on the west coast, we have Washington in the north, further south, Oregon and California. And then there's Alaska, which is north of Canada. And we have Hawaii, which is a group of islands 6,000 kilometers west of California. So here you have all the 50 states of the United States. Try to memorize them and then do the online quiz until you reach 80%. So this is it for today, your very last homework of this year. I'm looking forward to teaching you again next year in grade 8. And I would love to have a last Zoom meeting with as many of you as possible, because I won't see you in school to say goodbye. So I scheduled a Zoom meeting for Wednesday. So when you watch this video, it'll be the day after, Wednesday 17th, 4 p.m., Mittwoch 17. Juni um 4 Uhr nachmittags, ein Zoom-Meeting. Der Link ist hier drin, der ist aber auch in eurem Kalender. And I would be delighted to see many of you so that I can say goodbye. So for the ones who cannot join Wednesday, I say goodbye here. I wish you all a wonderful summer. Probably plans changed for many of you, but nevertheless have a wonderful summer. I'm going to be in France. Luckily the borders are open, and I'm very excited to be at the ocean and be in our house where we have more space than here in the apartment where we were quite cramped during Corona. Anyway, so have a wonderful summer, have a wonderful end of the school year, and looking forward to seeing you all in August and some of you on Wednesday. Bye bye, grade 7.